Happy Friday, everybody. It's your boy, it's your pal, it's your amigo, it's your compadre, Jon I am so sorry, Mama. Yo, that one hurt. I think it got louder somehow.
Yeah.
This thing is, can't wait almost for it to be done. Anyway, you're listening to another awesome, amazing episode of the Fried Pod. Don't eat Tide Pods, listen to the Fried Pod, and we got a slam jam packed show today. I'm very excited because it's a first. Joining me today, not only Alan Jackson over here tickling the keyboards, but my mama's here. Everybody clap for Mama. Betty Reep is in the house.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Mom. You look good. I like your new hairdo today.
Thank you.
You got your hair did.
I did.
It looks excellent. So here's what we're doing. Mom is here to give a movie review. We used to do a segment back in the day. It's been a while since we done this. It's not proper English. It's been a while since we have done this. Before we came to YouTube, we were doing Betty Boo's movie reviews, and people liked it. And, we got a little busy, but we're back. And last night, me and Mom and Jody and Lainey went to go see the movie of The Joker. So Mom's gonna review that here in a minute. So we got a Betty Boo's movie review. We got small town news. Shawn Setzer is going to come in here in a minute and do a small town news segment. We got a John's Journal. That's where I read from my high school journal. And yeah, that's it. And we might play some games. I went to a Goodwill and I bought some random games. Because I listen to a lot of other podcasts and radio shows, and sometimes it's fun for the listener to play along in a little game that they do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I felt like since Mark Hunt can't be here today,
right.
In honor of Mark Hunt, I did go to a Goodwill and I bought a board game.
So this is a board game you bought at a Goodwill?
Yes, I bought this.
Okay.
I'll just do it now. Here it is. This is the board game. I got this for 75 cents.
Ooh.
It came out in 1982, I think. It's called Gender Bender. There we go. Very politically correct.
This is going to be
Gender Bender. I think we just got flagged on YouTube just by saying those two words next to each other.
Right.
I think the PC police are on their way. But this is it, Gender Bender, and here's the idea of the game. This is how you keep score right there, but I read it earlier. Basically, the idea of this game is it's best if you have two girls, two guys.
Okay.
However you identify. Mom, you're female, right?
Right.
Okay. Alan, you identify as a man?
Yes.
Okay, I as well. I'm a man. So we can technically play this
we're
game.
Two against one. Maybe.
I feel like anybody could play it. You could mix it up. But, it was a little different back then. So the idea is...
So this is like a 30-year-old game? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I read the date on it somewhere. I forgot where it was. But it was like 1982 or 83 or something. It's very old.
Wow.
The idea is... Oh, there's Johnny Poovey. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny, come on in here.
Come on in, Joe.
Johnny Poovey got here early. What's up, buddy?
Yes, sir.
So we have just started the podcast. Have a seat. That's my mom. Have you ever met Betty Reep?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are
Okay.
you?
I'm doing well.
Why don't you have a seat right there, brother?
Okay.
Where'd you just come from?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay.
Hey, all right.
We got them coming in from Charlotte. We got them coming in from Asheville, Mom.
Hey,
people from all around.
Alan Jack.
Johnny still got his. It's all good, brother. Okay. So here's what you walked in on. I got this game at a Goodwill. We wanted to have a segment on the show where we play games and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be fun since we already do a Goodwill hunting segment with Mark Hunt.
Right.
But he's not here. In honor of him, I went and got this game. It's called Gender Bender.
Okay.
That's the appropriate response.
That's the response.
You're nervous already, aren't you?
Just a little bit.
I said the PC police are on their way. But the idea of this game is you pick a card, and let's say since Mom's the only female in the crowd, right? We would have Mom read a question, and we try to answer it how we think she would answer the question.
Okay.
If she were a male.
Right.
Does they understand what I'm saying? So here it is, blue card, right? Here it is. Suppose you were a man. So Mom, I'm just going to pick one from the middle. Okay, here we go. Gender Bender, 1982. All right, don't...
You want me to read it?
Yeah. Okay, so you read it and then give us the answers. Don't tell us which one you would pick. We try to choose between the three of us which one we think she would pick. And if
I
we're
gotcha.
right, we get a point and the game continues thus.
I see.
Gotcha.
All right, so
Yeah.
read
Gotcha.
that question and then read us the options. Can you see it?
The mugger is not very big.
Wait a minute, let me see that.
I might need to get my glasses on.
Yeah, no, you're right. Suppose you're a man. Question. Well, that's weird. Right out the gate, I don't like the way they're... Like, okay, go ahead.
You read it again?
Yeah, I apologize.
The mugger is not very big, but he has a knife. You're broke, and you're broke. What do you do? A, run. B, fight. C, ask if he'll take a check.
Okay, now, Mom, you're pretending that you're a man in this situation, okay? So if a mugger came up to you and you're a man, what would you do? Don't answer. No, we got to try to figure out what we think she's going to say if she were a man.
Okay, wait a minute. We're trying to guess what we think she's going to choose, but
Yes.
we have to remember that
She's a man.
she's pretending to be a
She's a
man.
woman pretending to be a man.
God, this is a gender bender.
I'm being already.
It's a mind bender is what it is. I am so confused. All right, so read it again one more time.
The mugger is not very big, but he has a knife, and you're broke. What do you do? A, run. B, fight. C, ask if he'll take a check.
All right, I got what I think you're going to say you would do if you're a man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess at this point we should write down what we think. And that's what these things are for. But don't worry about it. You got it in your head?
I got it in my head.
All right.
Yeah.
So don't answer. What do you think she's going to say?
I don't know.
Johnny
Spunky,
Poovey.
as spunky as your mom is, I'm going to say she's going to fight.
Okay, so there's one for fight.
I was going to go with fight also.
I
mean, again, her playing the role of the guy
yeah,
there. So, yeah.
I also said fight, but I'm 50-50 on fight and run. All right, Mom, what would you do if you were a man?
If I were a man, I would fight.
Yay! So that is, I think we all got that one right.
Yes, we
Okay,
did.
so
Yeah.
there you go. Well, good thing you're not a man. Because I don't want you fighting, Mama. If a mugger comes up to you, you ask if he can take a check.
That's right.
And then you
Well, if I
run.
had my pocketbook, I'd hit him.
That's right. That's right. Reminds me of a funny story. Remember that one? Where this is, I think I've done this in my act before. My mom, and a neighbor from the neighborhood, Cynthia, was taking self-defense classes. Mm-hmm. And, Cynthia was bragging to my dad about how she's like, I could whoop any man's ass.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff and whatever. Right. And Mom was going along with it. And then one night, he decides to teach him a lesson. And so what he does is he dresses like a mugger. Mm-hmm. He gets pantyhose, puts it on his head. Mm-hmm. They go walking around the block for exercise. They're speed walking around the block. As they're going this way, he sets out this way so that they will meet up face to face in the middle of the road, and it's a whole story. Yeah. Mom, why don't you tell that story? What are your memory from that? Because you were there. I was just told this from you. What do you remember from that night?
What I remember is we were walking, and Cynthia, I said, there's somebody coming. And she said, don't worry, you will be okay. And I said, he looks like he might not have any clothes on underneath that coat he's wearing.
Yeah.
She said, well, just go along with me. Just do what I do. And so the closer he got, I realized he had something over his head. And I said, well, whatever he's planning to do, he doesn't want us to know who he is. And then, next thing I know, she is screaming and runs off and leaves me there.
Yeah, there's your first rule of self-defense. Avoid a fight. So she ran away. That's because she's a woman, though. See, now, if she was a man, according to gender bender.
The 1982 gender bender.
Yes. Please do not send us nasty, mean, hateful emails.
We're just
playing the
game
that I found at a Goodwill. We mean nothing by it. Should I play one?
Yes.
As a woman.
Oh, yeah,
Most
okay, let's
definitely.
do that.
All right, so I'm gonna pick one in the middle. Mom, you pick a pink card, and then have it. Let me have it. And this will be the last time. I think this is a pretty stupid game. Okay. Suppose I'm a woman. Here we go. Your husband suddenly becomes famous.
Ooh.
Do you think this will make you feel threatened, proud, as if you made it happen? Now, I'm a woman, and I'm married,
Okay.
and my husband gets famous.
All right.
And now, how would I feel about it?
The
Am I
three options
threatened?
were you're threatened,
Am I
proud,
threatened, proud, or
did you feel like you made it
I
happen?
feel like I made it happen?
What would John think?
All right, let me think about what I actually think.
What would John as a 1982
Married.
female?
1982. I'm a child. Okay. Somehow I got married illegally.
Yeah.
It was arranged.
Yes,
arranged marriage.
Yeah. Okay, I picked one.
That one?
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Mom, what do you think?
Threatened.
Okay.
Mom says threatened.
Threatened.
I think John thinks he made it happen.
See, I'm going to go proud. So we've actually split all three ways. Somebody's going to win. Two people are going to lose.
Well, I'll tell you what, the winner's going to get a frothy cold beverage.
It won't be me.
And that person doesn't have one yet. Which means Johnny Poovey. As if I made it happen because I'm already famous. Now, that was a weird one to choose, though.
Yeah, it was.
So, all right, odd game,
Yeah.
but it was 75 cents.
I think we got 75 cents worth of enjoyment out of it.
Most
so.
definitely.
What we should do is next time we get any female in here, maybe we'll randomly play
Yes.
this. You know,
I think that's good when you've got that.
yeah.
those
So, Mom,
guests.
congratulations! You're the first person to play gender bender.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now, so we got those games. Also, we got like random trivia. I also bought a Cranium and Last Word. Last Word is dumb. Cranium's classic though.
It's like a trivia, right?
It's just trivia.
Okay.
This one, this part of it. It's got 4 different segments on there, but one of them is data head. It's just trivia. So we can play games later. We got to introduce Johnny Poovey. Johnny Poovey just walked in here in the middle of all this stuff. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Can you catch us up real quick? For those of you just joining us, Johnny Poovey is the reason the Jon Reep Cruise is happening. Can you catch everybody up? Give us a little update on the Jon Reep Cruise. What's going on?
Well, we have got everything set up. We're almost sold out on the cabins at the group rate.
Got it.
People can still book after that. It's just more expensive.
Right.
Right now we have 14 cabins left.
Okay.
There are 4 balconies and 10 ocean views.
Okay.
That's what we have left.
And that is going to be March the 6th through the 9th. We leave out of Port Canaveral, right? Cape Canaveral.
That's correct. Yep.
We're going to Coco Key. We're going to
Nassau.
I'm calling it Come Laugh Your Nassau.
That's right.
Yes. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a stand-up show. We're going to do karaoke.
Yes.
And we're going to do one of these.
Yep.
On the ship.
Awesome.
And plus whatever shenanigans we get into. And it's going to be a blast. So if you want information on that, the couple ways you can do it. If you go to jonreep.com, if you go to jonreep.com, you'll see there is the big window, right? Right when you open it up, there's a big image of me. And if you scroll to the right, to the left on that image, eventually you will come across there it is. Right there. That's all the information you need. Click on Learn More when you get there. Or you can call this guy, Johnny Poovey, and he will take care of you. I'm super excited. Go ahead.
217-0343.
Do it again.
828-217-0343.
Come get on the boat, man. I'm looking forward to it, dude.
And I'm telling you, it's a lot more expensive after those group cabins are gone.
Yeah, because we don't have. I mean, it's a gigantic ship. How big is the ship? You think?
The ship is approximately 3,500 passengers.
Right, Mariner of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, 3,500.
Yeah.
So we don't have the whole ship. I'm not that famous.
Not yet.
Maybe next year. So we got ourselves a nice little corner or whatever. And if you want to be a part of this, you got to get in this way because otherwise it goes up. And you don't get the certain wristband for the certain stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be you have to have a pass to get into the private events for Jon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you don't get in.
That's it. So if you're thinking about it, you might want to pull the trigger ASAP.
Yeah.
Correct. All right. Well, there you go. Now we always like to do this. We like to read people's emails. And we like to read the YouTube comments. So let me do that real quick. All right. So we got an email from a guy named Tyler Dees.
Tyler Dees.
Tyler Dees. I wonder if he's no relation to Rick Dees.
Oh.
Dees.
D-E, yeah, that's the same way Rick
spelling.
did it.
Sounds
too,
nuts.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Mom, why did you laugh at that?
Your expression.
Okay.
that was it. It wasn't a joke. It
I'm
was
not
just
going to
your-
pry any further than that. All right. So subject is Old Jon. That's the subject.
Okay.
From Tyler Dees. Now, Mom, can you cover your ears from time to time?
Okay.
All right. From time to time.
Earmuffs.
So get ready in a minute. Old Jon, you are the funniest guy alive. I cry and pee when I listen to your comedy. Thank you so much for being who you are. In parentheses, funniest ginger / earmuffs. Dog dick alive. Shoot me a message back and make not just my day or week, but my whole goddamn life. You're the best, man. I hope to meet you one day. If you ever come to Indiana, I swear I'll be there. Sincerely, a huge fan, Tyler Dees. Well, I mean, he cursed a lot, but he means well.
Okay.
It was done with love.
Yeah, cursing with love.
Cursing with love. Thank you, Tyler Dees. Mom, you want to tell us? Look at that camera right there and tell Tyler Dees to watch his language.
Hey, Tyler, you need to watch your language, please.
Okay. There you go. Then what we also do is we read a YouTube comment. Now I got two here I want to read. This one is by a guy named Fast Freddy Muldoon. M-U-L-D-O Muldoon. All right.
So Fast is his official first name?
Yeah, this is like his
Freddy's the middle
YouTube.
name?
Yeah.
Okay.
His handle.
Yeah.
Fast
I think I knew a Fast Freddy in high school. There's always, if you're Freddy and you're
gotta be
decent,
fast.
there's a,
Yeah.
I've never heard of a slow
There's no
Freddy.
slow Freddy here. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes, and this is in regards to our podcast with Tyler Troop, the
Oh, yeah.
PBA bowler. We had him
PBA
in
bowler.
Really?
With
Yeah,
the,
do you know who that is?
Guppy Troop's son.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
He was sitting right there.
Wow.
And that dude is hilarious
Yeah.
and a good guy.
great.
And I love his hair.
Yeah.
So this is in regards to that. So I'm going to have to comment on that one. It says, I was there at Colonial Lanes the morning Kyle bowled his first 300 game in the Papa John's Youth League. The kid was amazing to watch. Yeah. Who knew that Hickory had one of the best bowlers in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was in Japan. He goes to Australia. He goes to England. He goes everywhere.
And
Pretty
he started
amazing.
at Colonial Lanes in Hickory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a Colonial Lane in England too. Probably one in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and here's another one by Reddy Armstrong. I hope I didn't cut off that F by accident. All right, this guy wants to write the song.
Oh, okay.
But I told everybody. I opened it up for everybody.
Sure, yeah.
So we're about to change the title of the podcast. Right now, it's called the Fried Pod.
Right.
And we are on. Oh shoot! I forgot to do that part. Hi, you're listening to the Fried Pod, soon to be called Local Boy Makes Good. We are on YouTube right now, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all things comedy, and the Mesh all together. Don't forget to
Rate, review, share.
subscribe and share.
and share.
That's right. Subscribe and share. All right. So we're about to change the title to Local Boy Makes Good, and we're going to change the theme song as well.
Right.
And the theme song is going to be to the tune of Just a Good Old Boys by
Dixieland,
Waylon Jennings. Yeah. So I changed the lyrics. I told everybody, if you can sing it, send it to me. We'll see what happens. So this guy,
sing it, bring it.
yeah, if you can sing it, bring it. I like that. So this guy said he's still working on the song. Just want you to know I have not forgotten about you. One question though: do you want it in the style of Merle Haggard or Waylon Jennings, or both? I think that's a jab at me.
A little bit of a joke towards you.
I
messing
messed
up
up,
the name.
and I was saying like, oh, you know, the one by Merle Haggard. And everyone was like,
Right.
no, it's Waylon Jennings. So that was my fault. Good one, Mr. Armstrong. He goes, or do you want, one more question. How about, how long do you want the song to be? Sure hope you like it. Got some really funny lines in it. Bless you, and still your number one Reaper. Great podcast. So we don't need any lines. I wrote it.
Yeah.
You just sing it the way I wrote it. I'll put the lyrics up on my Facebook. I'll put them up on YouTube as well.
Okay, good.
And just stick to the script, please. All right. So let's get to this movie review. All right, check.
I'm
this
excited about this.
out. I know at some point we'll have an opening theme.
Yeah,
music
we've got to do a little
theme
movie
to
review.
Betty Boo's movie reviews. She's reviewed movies in the past. I went to see The Joker last night. Not The Joker, Joker. With my mom, my girlfriend, and her daughter. I took 3 ladies to go see The Joker.
It's Darren.
Joker. And I don't know where, if I should start, if I'm going to let you start. I know, Alan, you've seen it. Have you seen
I
Joker?
have not seen Joker yet.
Okay, all right. Do you know anything about it?
Very little. I know that they've put out the warnings about.
Oh, right. There's a whole other thing. I forgot about that part. Okay, so it's an origin story.
Wait a minute. What are the warnings?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, just news had come out and was warning about copycat people coming in and
Mom, do you remember
Harming
what happened
individuals.
in somewhere
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
When that Batman movie came out, a guy dressed as the Joker and murdered a bunch of people in the theater. That was in right outside of Denver, actually.
yeah, mhm.
How long ago was that?
About 2-3 years
Arcadia or
ago.
something
Oh,
like
it was
that.
a little further out. It was.
It was right. I was there when it happened.
Really?
I mean, not the theater.
Sure,
I
but
was
in
in
that area.
Denver.
Yeah.
And we had to do comedy the next night, and that was
Yeah.
weird because
That's-
it's like, what do you do?
What do you? Yeah.
I forgot. Do you mind looking it up?
Was it Arcadia Shores or something like that?
It's so close to Denver. It's basically Denver. But anyway, so that's what happened. So they were afraid because it was in the Batman world, the Batman Joker, and because it was a Joker who did it last time, a guy dressed as the Joker did this.
So it was 2012.
2012.
And it was Aurora, Colorado.
Aurora,
That was it,
Colorado,
yeah.
which is right outside of Denver.
7 years ago.
Yeah. So that's what he's talking about, Mom. They were giving all these warnings like, hey, certain theaters wouldn't even show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's too bad because it's a really good movie.
When I went to go see it in Charlotte, I went to go see another film in Charlotte, but I went to the theater that was showing it. They had a security guard. We had to go through a metal detector, pat down everything. So,
Oh, my goodness.
Just to get in the movie theater.
Yeah. When did
But that
you-
was downtown Charlotte.
Yeah,
So, you know.
I feel like they do that.
Coming in on 16 and 85.
They have, I don't know. They may have done that at Ice Age or something like that too.
Yeah,
Kids movies.
that's true. So I took my mom and I didn't give her any explanation. The only thing I told you was it's an origin story about how the Joker, from the Joker and the Batman DC comic books, how he got started. And that's basically all I told you.
Did you tell me that before or after you had to explain it to me?
I told you before.
Okay. All
I
right.
said it's an origin story.
Okay.
And I think you said Oregon. I said that was the origin story.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you go first, Mom. What are your thoughts of the Joker? Just Joker, the movie.
Well, not being a
But first, can you lean in a little bit? I feel like you're so far away from that microphone. Can she hear us? Can you hear her pretty good there, Boots? Okay, we're good. Go ahead.
not being a comics buff fan, or
Sure.
I knew about Batman and I knew the Joker was in there, but to me this movie did not hit me in that way.
Mm-hmm.
felt sorry for the man
Oh, yeah.
because he had been abused so much.
Spoiler alert. I forgot to tell everyone that. This is a big deal in the internet world.
That's true. Yeah, we got to put the
If we
spoiler
don't
up.
tell people right now that we're going to say things that might spoil the movie, so you haven't seen it.
You won't spoil it for
Do
me.
you want to sit in here on this?
I'll sit in here.
Okay, because Shawn Setzer came in here, and he's got a segment to do in a minute. So y'all are going to have to switch places
Switch,
anyway
yeah.
in a second.
Yeah.
But just heads up, we're going to spoil it. All right, and continue. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it starts off with him in this rundown place where he was dressing up like a clown.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in front of a store that was closing down, and he was carrying a sign. And 3 teenagers came by and took the sign from him, and he chased them down. And then when he caught up with them, they beat him severely.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew pretty soon that he just didn't fight at all. He just lay there and let
just
them
laid
kick him everywhere. And so I felt sorry for him, and then later found out that he was on 7 different kinds of medication.
Mm-hmm.
He had been abused all his life, and he was going to a psychiatrist. The city stopped the funding for his psychiatry plus his medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody that has mental problems, they need their medication.
Yeah.
And so the city just abandoned him.
Right.
And sort of the same thing happened to his mother because she had been in an institution.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been too, and they just let him out.
Right.
And, the city just abandoned the mentally handicapped plus the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
Plus there was a garbage strike going on, and the trash had not been picked up for weeks. Yeah. And they said that there were rats all around the city, which I never saw any rats.
Okay.
But it was just a very sad story. And
it was a sad story.
Yeah.
Now, did you, is it what you thought you would see?
No.
What did you think?
I thought it was going to be a comic. It was comic.
Like
a comedy, yeah. I thought I was going to see Batman and Robin.
Well, lots changed since those days. In the 1960s version, that was with Bruce, with
Adam West.
Burton and Adam West.
Yeah.
And the
A little bit different.
a little bit different, a little less
Kapang.
cartoony. No kapow, no kapangs. It is. I agree with you. Very, very sad. So it's not what you thought, but did you walk away going like, well, that was a good movie? Be honest.
Good.
Was it a good movie?
I would not have
Did it-
gone had it not
No?
been for you.
Right.
But after hearing your side of the story, it was a good movie.
Oh.
Oh,
Look at that. I talked you into believing it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because you said, don't you remember the boy saw somebody dressed up like the Joker kill his mother and daddy?
Yeah.
And his name was Bruce. Bruce
Yeah,
Wayne.
so I basically had to break it down for you.
You had to
what
break it.
happened in this film. So, so I don't know. How do we do this? 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. What do you? People that are maybe in your circle, your group, and your age group. Would you
My
recommend this?
side of the people, us older senior
Oh, sure.
citizens.
No, I just
would-
meant like beautiful blonde people. What do you think I meant?
I think 70 and older people would not appreciate it.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
we're not in. Well, most of us are not into
Right.
comics.
Yeah, you've got bigger issues. I agree. Well, do you want to go next or should I go?
I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll chime in. I mean,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell you. I liked it a lot, so I'm kind of curious to
I
hear
loved
what
it.
you think.
I thought it was a great
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was expecting there to be a lot of similarities between the Joker and this movie I saw a long time ago called The King of Comedy.
Yeah.
Now, The King of Comedy came out in the 80s, I believe.
I think it was early
It's a
80s.
Scorsese film. You've got Robert De Niro, who plays kind of he's a mentally disturbed kind of guy who wants to be a comedian, and he basically kidnaps the host of a late night talk show played by Jerry Lewis
gosh.
kidnaps him in order to get a spot on the show, and he makes it happen, and he becomes famous because of it. It's interesting enough, Robert De Niro in this film now plays the talk show host.
Oh, wow.
So I'm
They
having
definitely
to
had
think
something to do with
the
that,
guy
yeah.
who directed it must have been a huge fan of that movie, and that's why De Niro is specifically playing that part.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see that it wasn't a carbon copy of that.
No, I think it was inspired by
yeah.
it, but it had enough
It pulled
callbacks
from
to
it, but there was a lot of stuff in there that was great. Now, you know what I was thinking the whole time I was sitting there with my poor sweet mother was that, wow, this dude, mentally ill guy, is pursuing comedy. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
This dude lives with his mother. I live with my mother.
Okay, so go ahead.
This dude, he was living in a huge, crazy city, Gotham City. And in the back of my brain, I'm thinking, I bet you that's what my mom and dad thought when I was moving to LA for the first time. That's what it was like. Like, that poor kid's lost his mind. He's going to put makeup on his face and run around, and he's going to have to, he's going to get beat up all the time. He's going to be spinning signs out front of a going-out-of-business store. That's what I thought maybe you were thinking this whole time, and maybe you weren't enjoying it because you were thinking, oh gosh, that's my son. And I was like, no, it's not me. So there was some interesting parallels in that regard.
But
Yes.
your mommy loves you.
Oh, that's exactly
And
right.
that woman
That's something that we talked about on the way home.
did not love her
That's what.
adopted son.
That's another thing. Spoiler alert. So.
Uh-oh.
No, we said it.
No,
This
yeah,
is
we've
a
already-
huge spoiler.
we've already
alert.
put the spoiler warning
Yeah,
out,
it's
so
fine.
it's
We're going to
fair
talk
game.
about it.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was great because another reason, and Jody brought this to my attention, everything that happened, I mean, I have to watch it again, but, probably 80 to 90 to 100% of everything that happened in that film is something that could happen in real life. Unlike most DC, Marvel comic book movies where you have to fly around or shoot laser beams at you.
Far-fetched.
Yeah, it's like, okay, everyone's got powers. They're all going to fight. Anything's possible.
Right.
Okay, well, there's that. And that's neat to watch on a gigantic screen. But the acting was so good. And the fact that this stuff could happen made it a better film for me in that regard. I wouldn't even say it's a comic book. It's a comic book movie, but it's more than that.
It's based on parts
It's
from
based
comics,
on it.
but it's its own thing.
It's its own thing. And Joaquin Phoenix has got to get an Oscar for
He's
that.
awesome.
Oh, he was.
Well, he
was really good.
And that laughing disease is a real thing. Also, another thing that I was drawing another parallel to this is that my uncle, your brother, had a condition, and so he got picked on a lot. So and he lived with his mother by himself for a little while. So I'm thinking there's so much that we have in common with this film.
Yes.
But what's different is what you said. I was loved. This kid was never loved.
Right.
His mother adopted him. He found out in the film he was adopted. Didn't know that. Also found out his mother was writing letters to the wannabe mayor, Bruce Wayne's father.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne.
Who she said was his dad, which didn't turn out to be true, as far as we know. You can choose. It's like you pick or choose.
Right.
Who do you believe? I mean, she was crazy, but it could have happened. So we don't really know there, as far as I know. Now, I've not done the research. I've just saw it one time. So that happened. But he wasn't loved. He was shunned. Society didn't want him. He got picked on. He got beat up. The opposite of that is what happened to me. I was showered with love by the perfect parents.
Oh,
So that's the theme. Love changes everything. Love each other. All right, Alan, I want to hear your thoughts.
well, okay. So I like the movie. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was really good. Yeah, I agree. He should get some sort of award for it. So that was great. So I've got a whole theory about the film.
I like it.
And this is super spoiler. So, I mean, you've already said it. But I kind of feel like there's a chance that the whole story was in his head.
Oh, that's another thing.
Because it starts out with him talking to the social worker or a psychologist, And at the very end, he's in the hospital.
He's in there again.
But he's talking to a woman that looks a whole lot like the woman that was his
Fake girlfriend or this psychiatrist?
No, at the very end.
Yeah.
They're both kind of middle-aged African-American
Yes,
women.
yes.
They're not the same person,
Right.
but they look really, really similar.
Okay.
And I just wonder how much of it is that's kind of his own origin story he was making up for himself. That he's already psychotic. He's already a bad guy. He's already in the hospital prison. But he's kind of giving himself this origin story because
it's interesting. It's plausible because you're right. The very first scene is him in the hospital. And Mother, you brought this to my attention. How did he get out?
Yeah.
Who let him out? Why was he
did
out?
they let?
Well,
we never know. And here's another question I have for you.
Sure.
When he went into his imaginary girlfriend's room that one time, sat on the couch, and she's like, I need you to leave. That's when we discovered he had made up that whole relationship in his brain.
Yep.
And there were parts, it's like a flashback, it reveals, she wasn't there that time, she wasn't there that time. Did he just walk out?
We don't know.
We don't really know exactly
what
what happened there.
Well, you even question, okay, so the whole thing with the Joker as a character is he's like an agent of chaos. He just wants to mess with everything. He just wants to destroy everything. So I actually kind of wonder, was the laughing condition even real? Or something he just did to freak out everybody around him.
Create
chaos around him. You know?
But why would he do it?
Because it makes everybody uneasy and nervous, and he creates.
And he likes that.
He does.
I mean, you could keep going.
There's a lot of ways to interpret it. Which is cool. So I like any film where you come out not having a clear explanation, and you kind of get to make up your own ideas about what's going on. So I think it's cool.
I agree. What did you like about the ending? Remember when he left?
Yeah.
And he was walking out, and there were red footprints.
I was thinking, did he kill the other?
The therapist.
Therapist, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what the conclusion I drew.
But then it stopped. The blood stopped.
Well, he just probably just ran off. He walked enough.
Yeah.
And then what was he? Who was chasing him?
Probably the other guards.
Yeah, I think
they realized he
security
just
guards were
escaped. He
chasing
just
him.
killed somebody, and now he's on the run, and they're chasing him. All over his life, he's been chasing. And right, that's interesting thought.
Yeah,
that
just
he
something to
could
throw out
have
there.
made up the whole thing because there were parts that were made up.
Well, okay, and the whole thing took place in like late 70s or early 80s.
Yeah.
Not sure why. Other than maybe that's something he just wanted to kind of fantasize about in his own origin, being in that time period. Because there's no reason to put it back then.
Okay.
I don't know if they're planning on using him for other movies or whatever, but you know. And then being inspired by Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, movies like that, you know, it just makes you wonder how much of it was him just kind of creating his own story. And he was really in that hospital the whole time.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So, you know. I don't know.
Do you see a sequel or another one?
I do.
I don't see how they. I don't know if they.
I don't know what they would do. I mean, unless they just made him the new Joker.
See, and that's the other problem with it is, you know, if this happened back in like 1980 is when the movie was set.
Right.
Then if they were going to make a sequel or have him like actually interact with a Batman character, I mean,
it's over. This is an
he's
origin
like 40
story.
years ago.
And we already have the future. Those movies already came out.
So the time doesn't really work out. But, you know.
So what if the origin is all this in his head, but then it leads
to the real story. Yeah. So there we go. We do have a loophole. Please make another one because I loved it.
One last thing I'll say. Maybe another theory is that he's not the actual Joker that we see later on.
Yeah.
He inspires because there's a whole group of people that are putting on the clown mask and kind of inspired by him. So maybe he's the one that inspired
the true Joker.
The one that we actually know later on.
That's a good point because we all know the origin of Batman. Because that movie's been out. His parents were murdered in an alleyway by a guy who looks like, or in his brain, was the Joker.
Sure.
But it wasn't. It was another dude.
It was another guy.
And maybe maybe
that's the one.
Is the real Joker.
We don't know.
That was inspired by this crazy lunatic, Joaquin Phoenix.
I think
who called himself the Joker, though, on television.
He did.
And he did that because that guy was making fun of him.
Making fun of it. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Oh, I love this. This is great. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When he went on that late night talk show, now remember he was rehearsing in his apartment how he was going to be on the guest, and it ended with him shooting himself.
Yeah.
Do you think he changed his mind in that moment when he realized, oh, the only reason he had me on here was to make fun of me?
I think so.
Or
yeah.
was it pre-planned? Yeah, I think so too.
I think he maybe planned he was going to try to shoot himself and make a big spectacle, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Because he had just killed his mother, too, didn't he?
I think once he found out about what his mother lied about, and then he saw that they were really just kind of there to make fun of him and all that, I think that's when he changed and said, "No, I'm gonna screw around with everybody here, and I'm gonna."
I've already murdered a couple people. So at that point, he's murdered his mother, the 3 guys on the subway, and that one guy he worked with.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, a very funny scene when the little person was trying to leave.
Yeah.
And locked the door.
The theater, everybody in the theater, man, was just having that was a tense scene.
Yes, it was.
And then it kind of had a mixture of comedy with that. It was
probably like a real, like if you were that kind of psychopath and that thing happened, I could see everything playing out the way it played out. Because you don't know how to act when weird, crazy, dramatic situations happen. I just murdered a guy now but I hate this guy. He's going to leave. Huh?
Yeah.
That might scare him. It might be a funny thing to do because it's weird. How do you act? You don't know what to do. So I can see that being, like I said, everything that happened in the film, I think could happen in real life, which I do like. Unless
I didn't even think the guys in our studio. I don't even check to see if we spoiled it for them. I even think to ask.
Say now you say.
We did. You did say spoiler alert.
About that,
I yelled it out loud. You guys heard me.
Our engineers, unfortunately, couldn't just cover their ears. I'm afraid. So. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, what's the least favorite thing about this film? If you had to pick something negative. You think about it, Mom. What's your least favorite thing about it?
Him getting beat up so much, being mistreated by everybody.
You just hate to
And
see
he,
that.
he said his mother told him to, every day to put on a happy face. And one of the psychiatrists said something to him about, how do you feel today? And he said, you always ask the same questions. I have never been happy a day of my life.
Second in his life. That's right. I remember that. So for you, it was just the sad part of him.
How people
getting
can
beat
be,
down. Yeah, how sad it can be. Life and society can treat mentally ill people, right? And you've seen it firsthand.
I didn't really have any. I mean, there wasn't really anything particular I didn't care for. So
I can tell you my least favorite part, and,
Sure.
And I almost regret saying this a little bit. And I normally love this dude, but I think Robert De Niro, his performance was kind of weak.
Well, it was interesting.
It was weird. He had some weird teeth going on.
Well, and Robert De Niro is not known for being a really good talk show guest.
No, he's one of the worst.
He's one of the worst guests.
Yeah.
So to actually put him as a host was really kind of an odd choice.
Yeah, it looked like he was a bad actor pretending to be a talk show, and I know he's a good actor.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on there. I wonder if him and Joaquin, the chemistry didn't mix in the having to shoot those scenes together.
I don't know.
Something didn't work.
Although, the thing is, he wasn't acting like a talk show host that we would see nowadays.
No, he was
back in the 60s and 70s, and they were, kind of older.
Yeah.
They weren't really the jokesters as much. They were a little more to the point on stuff and really focus on the interviews. But yeah, he was still kind of odd. It was an odd.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to have him in there, and that was the part they gave.
It was a tip of the cap to.
It didn't work as well. So
King of Comedy.
I agree with you on that.
And unfortunately, I had to pee at one point in this movie.
Oh man, that's
and
tough.
so one of the things I missed was when he went to the comedy club. Now, as the comedian and me watching this film, I know the struggle of having to write material, go perform it, how scary it can be in front of 2 to 3 people, whatever. I know that. So I was watching it with a little different lens, I guess, but also I knew some of the people in it. Gary Goldman was in it.
Yeah.
Brian Callen was in it. Someone else I'm forgetting right now. Other comedian was in there. But it was interesting to see those guys in there. But
Sure.
and I do like that they incorporated, because if it's in the 80s, but they're doing viral videos. No, it wasn't viral. It was he showed it on. So I missed that part. I missed why did he get famous?
So what it is the Robert De Niro host got a hold of a clip of
him bombing
and played it on his show
and made fun of it
and
And
he said,
everybody liked
look at this clip
Stu's just laughing at it.
not everybody can do this, not everybody can do my job, here's proof type of thing, and showed a clip and everybody laughed about it.
Oh,
so
okay.
so he That's how. I mean, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was before
That's the part I
viral video,
missed.
but that's how he got a hold of the VHS tape of him somehow.
How did the whole revolution of the Joker start with the other people? Because that must have happened around the same time. Because when I came back, everyone was like, I guess they liked the fact that this guy who murdered the Wall Street guys. And because it was against the government and the okay.
There were like newspaper articles and posters up
Yeah.
about the clown and
Yeah.
somebody murdering these people, and they saw it as kind of a sticking it to the rich guys,
Yeah,
and all that.
Okay.
So that kind of just started the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Oh, wow.
I think it's the best Marvel, DC, whatever movie I've ever seen because I am getting tired of all the who's got power can do what. We're all shooting light beams out of our palms now. I don't know what the rules are. I don't want to keep up with it. This movie was great because everything could have happened. So there we go.
Hey.
True to life
Yeah.
storyline.
True to life,
All right,
exactly
so-
right.
That's the first movie review we've done. in a
Mom,
while,
that
so
was
yeah.
fun. Thank you for watching that movie with me.
You guys
I'm
made me
sorry
want to
I
go see it, though.
Huh?
You made me want to see it now.
Oh, you should go see
So
it.
actually, our spoiler review actually kind of encouraged people to go see it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers needs to kind of give us some future revenue on that. I think we're pushing people
That's
to
right.
the
They
theater.
should, they should hook us up in some way.
I think so. Yeah, they
Now,
should.
here's another thing Mom and I did. When I got back to the house,
Mm-hmm.
we had this conversation. I said, Mom, you need to watch King of Comedy. So we went back and watched King of Comedy.
Did you
last
really?
night.
So I haven't seen that in a long time, but it still holds up, right?
It's so fun. It's funny.
It
Robert De Niro did really good in this one as a wannabe comic.
That was back when his
He
heyday
was
too. It
hilarious
good.
in this
Yeah.
film, and Jerry Lewis was hilarious.
Sandra
in this film.
Bernhardt's in it too.
Sandra Bernhard.
Yeah.
Was she the secretary to?
No, she was the girl that wanted to help kids.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right.
That was a good movie.
It's a great movie. If you want to go watch an old classic '80s, it's Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I'm surprised it didn't do that well when it came out.
It didn't because it came out after. I think it came out after Taxi Driver.
It's because De
I
Niro
think.
was known. He
Yeah.
did so good at a crazy mentally disturbed person, which is what this character was in King of Comedy as well.
It was
but
just
less
not as
violent.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That people couldn't take him as a funny guy,
Yeah.
which
I
is
think that's what
unfortunate
it was.
because it's one of the best performances ever. Do yourselves a favor. If you like Joker, go watch King of Comedy. Tell them Jon Reep sent you. All right, there we go. That was Betty Boo's Movie Reviews. All right, Mom, you got to get out of here, right?
I do.
She's got to go to church. Thank you so much.
Hey,
we have
see you,
another
Betty.
guest. Everybody clap for Betty.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right, so Shawn Setzer, come on in here and sit where Betty Reep was. Mom, you know how to get out to the parking lot and everything? Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody, look at this. We've got Flash Spotter, 33 and a third, Sebastian Songs, Shawn Setzer.
Make sure we're good.
I hope that you
John.
have not, you're saying keep going? Okay, I hope that you haven't seen Joker. We just spoiled it.
Well, yeah, we just
You spoiled
detailed the
it for
entire
me.
movie.
Yeah.
All you nerds sitting here talking about comic book movies for an hour.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is, you don't have to be a nerd to like this one, dude.
Yeah, should scoot down just a little bit more towards us there. There you go.
All right. Oh, yeah. John
You're
is
in.
he's
You're
getting
good.
it. All right.
Oh, well, you missed
What you
Gender
mean,
Bender, which
Gen-
we're gonna.
Oh.
It's a game I found at the Goodwill. Came out in the '80s.
Gender Bender.
And the PC police are on their way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
That's exciting.
wasn't super fun, but I mean,
No, it's a horrible
I mean,
game. It's stupid.
it's kind of okay.
I mean, I feel like you could do that with other things other than just gender.
Fantastic. Look at here.
Come on.
Look
now.
what I've got.
No, I told you I was going to get you
He said he
one.
was gonna have
Hey, Moose and or somebody in there, can you get another beer for Mr. Johnny Poovey if you're watching / listening, or can somebody sneak away and do that? If not, okay, good. Thank you, Moose. All right, we're all over the map. This is great. This is what happens in live podcasts.
It's
Stuff
nuts.
happens. My mother was here.
I noticed.
Better watch The Joker. How great is that?
Wow.
Honestly, you should see it. It's a good film. It's a good movie despite the comic book stuff like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need all, you'd love it.
Okay.
It's a good movie. Now, the great thing about Mr. Shawn Setzer, by the way, I like you guys are almost
Look
matching.
at there.
Yeah.
We called each other ahead of
There we
time.
go. We got one for Mr. Poovey, too. Look at this.
Would you like my professional bottle opener, Mr. Poovey?
Oh, that's adorable. That looks like a cartoon. That looks like a Batman. It's got bat wings on it.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like comic book nerds. And look at your bottle opener.
Get
are
desperate.
one.
I'm gonna get desperate.
Getting desperate. So you got us. Okay, so here's another segment that we do on the podcast: small town news. The towns might be small, but the
News is huge.
And Shawn Setzer, what do you have for us?
Wow, this is
today?
going to be exciting today. Got an exciting story where a four-legged female shoots a two-legged female.
Oh no!
We should tease
That's
with that, right?
interesting. That's interesting.
Do you have this pulled up?
I do right here.
I'm going to read it out, but right there at the bottom, Alan, on down, there's actual video.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen
I've
the
not
video?
seen the video.
Let me tell you.
I
You
saw
want
the
to talk
headline,
about a
that's it.
spoiler alert?
This is just your segment. I'm gonna let you take over.
This is fantastic. Let me go ahead and tell you what's going on here in Oklahoma. Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, a woman is currently recovering from her injuries after a puppy, that would be a dog,
Yeah, a puppy.
a puppy, accidentally,
What's the headline say?
woman shot by a puppy
Got it.
after yellow
Okay.
Labrador gets spooked by a passing train.
Let me let that sink in.
So let it settle
A
with you.
woman.
A woman,
Was
that's a
shot
two-legged
by a
woman,
puppy.
who's four-legged,
Right.
Puppy was frightened.
And then what? And then comma.
comma.
Then what?
Well, the reason why was because of a passing train.
So, okay, I was confused with the headline. I just want to.
Yep.
I just want to see. This is why I love / hate headlines because this is basically a clickbait.
It is.
Which I get it. That's what you got to do these days. Oklahoma woman shot by a puppy after yellow Labrador. I'm assuming that is also the puppy.
Yes.
Okay, because when you
Double
read
puppy.
it, it looks like there are two
There's two
dogs
dogs.
involved.
Right. Yes.
Honestly, the way that
You're
you read
right.
it,
I didn't read it that way the first
Oklahoma
time.
woman shot by a puppy after a yellow Labrador gets spooked by a passing train. So in my brain,
Yeah.
we got two dogs. We got a puppy that shot the lady after a yellow Labrador got afraid.
So the
Oh,
Labrador,
the train. See,
The
now I
Labrador-
didn't read it
I read
like
it.
that the
Yeah.
first
the
time.
Labrador got scared of the train and said, "Hey, puppy, shoot!"
Yeah, yeah. That human is making that big piece of metal move down these tracks.
Right.
Kill it.
They were
Shoot her
conspiring.
Yeah, I don't
This is
know.
like the Dalmatians
that's-
movie, and you've done went to the 101 Dalmatians
Yeah.
talking to each other
But
now.
we're establishing there's only one dog.
There's only one dog.
Okay, but see, that's what I hate about these freaking headlines.
But,
Yeah, it was confusing.
But you read
I
it.
got it. That's what got me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the dog accidentally stepped on a gun in the car and was shot in the leg. The lady in the front was shot in the leg. It says, following the freak accident Thursday, Tina Springer was rushed to the hospital and underwent emergency surgery.
Oh.
So let me find out here. Where's the...
So this lady was sitting in a car
Yes.
with her dog. Train goes by. This is what I'm gathering here.
train goes by.
We're playing a little detective work, trying to figure out the story here, trying to recreate
Is there a
it.
video on there?
Yeah, we want to get to the video.
All right.
In the car, let me tell you who was in the car so you'll know when you see the video.
Okay.
The incident unfolded about 2:30 p.m. last week while Parks, 79-year-old man, Mr. Parks, was in the car with his caretaker, Mrs. Springer, who was 44.
Great. Springer.
And his dog Molly was waiting. They were waiting for the train to pass, according to the local outlets. So the dog is in the car in the back. We got Mr. Parks in the front, 79 years old, driving the caretaker, which is weird to me,
Okay.
44, in the passenger side.
Wait, which one's Springer again?
Springer is the female. Isn't that funny? You caught that, didn't you?
Springer. Molly.
Molly's not the Springer. Molly is not a Springer.
Molly's
Molly
the
is a
dog.
lab.
But she did spring.
She
On the
sprung
trigger.
on Springer. And this should be on Jerry Springer.
Oh my God.
Look at there.
So many words.
you
words.
caught it full.
Three Springers in a row.
Jeez.
How about that?
All right.
Okay, so I want you to get down there, Alan, to where the actual video is.
Got it?
Because the 911 call makes everything go right here.
Does it?
good.
Okay. You
Okay?
ready?
So let's go ahead and click on what happened.
All right.
We might hope we don't have a commercial at the front.
Well, we might.
No.
Bonus, it went off.
The dog shot her.
Yeah.
You heard that right. A dog right there named
So
Molly.
hold on right there, Alan.
Accused of shooting.
So
You want me to play it?
rewind that first
Rewind it.
part. Here's Mr. Nash after the dog has shot the lady. He's called in 911. And I want you to just listen to this, the calmest man after a gunshot wound.
Owner and
So
tonight.
wait, he got
Bonus,
shot?
it went off.
No,
The
she
dog
got shot.
her.
All right,
Oh,
hold on.
I
got
see.
it.
He calls 911.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you very much.
That's on it. It went off.
The dog shot her.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold right there, Alan. The effing gun went off. Yeah.
And they said the dog shot her.
And they,
Also, kind of ate my kids' homework.
yeah, that's
They
what
farted while I
happened.
was at it. They farted too.
This is a serious calm man here. Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, very calm.
You heard that right. A dog right there named Molly, accused of shooting her owner. And tonight, a belt may be the only reason that owner's alive. News 4's Peyton Yeager took a trip to the Nash area today. And Peyton, there is a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, Kevin, first and foremost, that woman, she's out of surgery. She's expected to be okay. Of course, she will have a long road to recovery. And her family tells me it all started with the loud noise of a passing train and an excited puppy.
There's the killer dog.
Oh, right there. Hold on, right there.
The dog.
Killer dog.
There's a killer dog.
As a killer dog.
Man, this has country music song
Doesn't it?
written
All over it.
all over it.
And then he said, did he say it? I don't think, well, she's not really a killer dog.
Hold on, here we go.
Dog. Well, he didn't kill nobody, but the dog.
Well, he killed
on it.
somebody.
It went off.
The dog shot her.
Yeah.
It's a 911 call so bizarre, even the Enid dispatcher had trouble believing it.
He's bleeding pretty bad.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Lay down.
Is she gonna have?
How about you just-
44-year-old Tina Springer in
So
the
right
passenger
there,
seat
Al,
with a gunshot wound
this is
through
gonna
her
be funny,
leg,
okay.
This
screaming.
is what you're caught up on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I like the path you're about to
Okay,
go.
all right. So we got the gentleman calling in.
Yeah.
He's on the 911 call. Then you hear the lady who's
Seems
shot.
terribly upset.
Yeah, he's not very upset.
He's also emotional.
The lady
Inconsolable.
now realizes she has a hole through her thigh.
Right.
She don't feel good.
She don't feel good.
She don't feel good.
Right.
Not good at all. Go ahead, Alan.
All right, here we go.
For help, 79-year-old Brent parks behind the wheel on the phone with police.
What happened?
Well, a gun went off.
She shot herself?
No, she didn't do it herself.
Who shot her?
Well, it just went off. We had a dog in here and he stepped on the gun.
Turns out
Okay. That dog in here stepped on the gun.
Mr. Nash is he's like, stupid, don't you know that the dog
right.
shot her, not
He's
me?
belittling her stupid questions.
He's like, come on, I thought I made this pretty clear.
Get me a man on the phone.
Right, he don't understand. Oh my God, it gets better.
Okay. All right.
Molly's paw pulled the trigger.
Molly, settle down.
Molly, a 7-month-old Labrador retriever. Police say the dog was spooked and jumped from the back seat onto the center console while they were waiting for a train to pass. Under that console, a loaded .22 caliber pistol. The force setting off the gun and Springer taking a bullet to her left thigh.
Oh, come off of it. You're tougher than that, I know.
What seemed like an
She's bleeding out.
She's
This
bleeding
guy.
out, and Mr. Nash gives some good, tough love.
Yeah, he does.
You're tougher than that, baby.
Yeah, come on.
Oh.
What's wrong with you? It's
My
just a
Lord,
22.
Just a
Dude.
gunshot.
It's just a 22.
The dog will shoot you every
Wasn't like
day.
a shotgun or anything.
Go outside and put some dirt on it. What are you? Oh my God.
Wow.
This dude, I love his voice too.
Yeah.
He's been smoking lots of cigarettes. I feel like he's pissed off
Yeah.
at her somehow.
It's kind of
getting
messed up
shot
his
by
day.
the dog.
It did.
It messed up his day.
He's pissed off that he's having to deal with this.
Yeah.
And it's like he doesn't blame the dog in a weird
No,
way.
he loves
I
the
feel
dog.
like he's mad at her.
He is mad.
And he's mad at the lady on the phone for being asking too many questions.
Fine, here we go. I'll
my
tell you
Lord.
again.
This is great. Oh my God.
Oh,
Keep going.
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
Eternity, the two wait for an ambulance. The pain so terrible, the dispatcher then walks Parks through making a makeshift tourniquet, a piece of clothing right off of his body.
I'm trying to find something to wrap around her leg.
Okay, do you have a clean, dry cloth?
I can take my belt off maybe and wrap around the head of it.
Do that.
Finally, paramedics.
Well, Paul, and take my belt off. I bet he's taking his belt off a time or two. That lady or whoever. And wrap it around the head of
The head of the
The head of what?
The hole, I guess.
The head of the hole? He says I'm wrapping
Yeah,
around the
I
head
understand
of
that,
it.
the head of it.
Maybe he's used to wrapping it around the head of something. I feel like this guy might be into some BDSM stuff. He's used to choking people with his belt.
I understand that. Yeah, around the head.
I can wrap it around the head.
of
The
it.
head of the leg? I'm learning
head
new
of the
things. I didn't know the
wound?
leg had a head on it. I mean,
It was the leg she got shot in, right?
Yeah.
the thigh.
Well, I think what he was trying to say, he's probably getting a little traumatized now because he was on his way to get that carton of Marlboros and she got disrupted.
His day.
And he just smoked his last one.
But he was going to tie a tourniquet around and just go ahead and
We
cut
got 20 more seconds.
cut the bleeding out. But, you know.
Arrived. Springer rushed to St. Mary's Hospital in Enid. Doctors say she will be there through the weekend. As for Molly, she's back at home, and the family vows to steer clear of trains in the future.
How about put the
Police say
gun
they
away
found-
in a safer
Steer
spot?
clear trains.
Yeah, so that's the culprit.
It's the train.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to train the dog not to pull the trigger.
Or maybe just not have the gun laying out somewhere
yeah,
easy
there's
where just a puppy stepping on it will cause it to shoot off.
Yeah,
Wow,
I guess
so-
the safety wasn't on.
No, the safety wasn't on.
Well, the dog flipped the safety off.
Man, they should cut to the dog with like a cowboy hat and a holster, you know, and he's just shooting trains.
Man, I hate those trains.
He's chasing trains and shooting them. He's like a cowboy. Oh, I love it. So wait, which one was Springer again? Was that the dude or the lady?
Springer was the lady that got shot by the dog that was not a Springer.
That was Molly.
Her name was Molly.
On the story that should be on Springer.
And what was the dude's name? Parks. Is his
Nash
last
or Parks or
name?
something.
It's in Nash County.
Yeah, now
His
Parks.
last name is Parks.
Parks.
Her last name is Springer. What was now? She was his caretaker.
Supposedly.
Yeah, that's another thing. So there might be more to this story than we
Could
know.
be more to the story.
Tina
Okay.
Springer, and then Molly's the Labrador, and then Brent Parks is the
79.
the gentleman.
So the 44 years old lady got shot by supposedly a dog.
Oh, Springer's his caretaker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the caretaker.
And he's driving.
And he's
right?
driving.
Or was
And
she
he's
driving?
telling her,
He's driving.
shake it off. You're
Shake
fine.
it off.
Shake it off.
You're fine.
But I'm wondering, maybe there's a thing, but like sometimes, listen, I'm going through this a little bit with my dad. He's at a skilled
Relative.
nursing facility,
Yeah.
and he can piss off some of them caretakers with the way he talks. He can verbally abuse them.
maybe there's a little bit of that
Maybe
going
she's had enough, and she spouted off. And he goes, "Not to Molly, get up here, shoot this lady." Maybe he's trained the dog to
Now,
attack.
interesting you said that, John.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because the last sentence of this is very, very interesting.
Okay.
Police also told Oklahoma News that they discovered 3 shell casings in the vehicle. Not sure if they're all from the same incident.
Wait a minute, 3 shell casings.
So more shots were fired.
So did Molly miss the first 2 times and only got one?
Why are we not talking about this?
That's pretty.
Where is? I'm going to call Oklahoma
It's-
4 News. Jolene Goldstein, do your homework.
Yeah, we need some more research on this.
I want to get why are those 2 empty shell cases?
So, all right, so either Molly stepped on the gun 3 times.
Right.
Shooting 3 times with 2 of them missing Tina.
Right.
But
You know.
see that she's missed Tina the first 2 times. She goes for a 3rd one. That one it connects. So she's happy.
Yes.
Or
That has to be it.
or this is the 3rd woman in the car and the other 2 didn't make it.
Oh, this is her first
Molly's
day.
aim was off the
They're in
3rd.
trouble.
Her first day on the
Molly's
job.
Angels.
Is her first day of the job as a caretaker?
Wait, I got a theory, guys. Hear me out.
Oh,
on
okay.
this. Hear me out on this. This dude, he's pissed off at his caretaker. He wants to kill her. He can't just shoot her. I mean, that's, he'll go to jail for life.
It's murder.
But in the moment, he didn't care. He got carried away. And he picked up the gun, and he's like, and he shot 2 out the window.
Okay.
And then
Just to scare her.
and then realized I better not do it. And then a train scares him, drops the gun. It
Oh.
goes off and shoots her.
So you're saying the
he
dog-
blames the whole thing on the dog,
You're
and
saying
she's like, "Yeah, I don't want you to go to jail. You're the only reason I'm making money right now. You're the only client I have. If you go to jail, I got no more money." She goes along with the story.
Oh, so you're saying he shot her
He shot
and
her.
blamed it on Molly the dog.
Blamed it on the dog. Yeah,
Because there's only two witnesses.
right.
Molly can't
Really?
speak
You think
for
the dog will
herself.
talk?
It's true. You got to get Dr.
I mean, 'cause-
Doolittle in
yeah,
here.
listen to this guy. I'm sorry, I just got to play his.
Named Molly, accused of shooting
He
her
has no
owner.
emotion.
And tonight,
Yeah.
a belt
wants
may
her
be the
dead.
only reason. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot
Do me a
to
favor,
unpack
hold it real
here.
quick.
Yeah, I kept.
I want you to listen to this story again through the eyes of he's trying to murder her.
Okay.
And then realize it didn't work out.
Yep.
But now has to go with the story.
Okay, got it. All right.
First and foremost, that woman, she's out of surgery.
That
She's
woman.
expected to be okay. Of course, she will have a long road to recovery. And her family tells me it all started with the loud noise of a passing train and an excited puppy.
There's the killer dog.
Okay, so right there,
Oh.
he's already kind of
Shifting
framing
blame.
this
Yeah.
as, you know.
Yep.
But listen to the disappointment on this next line, though.
He didn't kill nobody, but the dog.
Should have.
That was totally. He was like, he has to kill her, but you know, he
Disappointed.
didn't really kill her.
There's the killer dog. Well, he didn't kill nobody, but the dog stepped on it and it went off.
The dog shot her.
Yeah.
It's a 911.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
good. What'd you
bizarre,
say?
even the ER
Yeah, that's
dispatcher
right. We'll
had
go with
trouble
that.
believing it.
You said it. You said the dog shot her.
Oh, wow.
Let's go with that.
She did say it. He
He
did.
didn't say she said.
But she gonna have.
Lay down.
44-year-old Tina Springer in the passenger seat with a gunshot wound
is so
through her
good.
leg, screaming for help. 79-year-old Brent Parks behind the wheel on the phone with police.
What happened?
Well, a gun went off.
She shot herself?
No, she didn't do it herself.
Who shot her?
Well, it just went off. We had a dog in here and he stepped on the gun.
Turns out Molly's paw pulled the trigger.
Molly, sit down.
Molly, a 7-month-old Labrador retriever. Police say the dog was spooked and jumped from the back seat onto the center console while they were waiting for a train to pass. Under that console, a loaded .22 caliber pistol. The force
there's
setting
no
off
way.
the gun and Springer taking a bullet to her left thigh.
Oh, come off of it. You're tougher than that, I know.
Damn it.
What seemed like an eternity.
She said,
F you, damn it.
yeah, she's cussing him. Because they've not worked out the story yet. They're still in the
See, okay,
one figured out.
I'll
phase.
admit, on first blush, this story just sounded like a funny little story that, you know, I think there's a lot more going on here.
Dude, this is attempted murder.
It said the gun was in the console.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laying
How
on
does
it.
a puppy's paw reach
Well, he
into-
takes his thumb and
Yeah, this
he lifts
puppy
up the
has-
console,
multiple
then
thumbs,
takes his
apparently.
index finger and pulls the trigger.
Oh, yeah, there's that dog. There are two dogs in this story. One is a 79-year-old man, and he's trying to kill this lady. But okay, to answer your question.
I do love that first bit that you said. You're right. When he called and the 911 operator's one's like, the dog?
Well,
Shot? He's
and,
like,
and she said he stepped on it.
Yeah, that sounds
stepped
about
on the
right.
Yeah,
gun.
that's the ticket. The dog, get it, see?
And then he said he stepped on the gun. He never said he pulled the trigger. He just stepped on
Stepped
the
on
gun.
it.
Yeah.
We just assumed the trigger.
Well, look, I mean, there are many scenarios where if a gun's sitting in a certain way and I could see it happening, but
but the gun just happened to be out,
laying there, loaded, pointed
to
at
a
her.
spot pointing at her.
That's
Safety
Springer.
off,
And we got 3 casings in the car.
3 casings in the car. Someone's not doing enough detective work.
No, I agree.
We need to call this police station.
Yeah.
What if we're the only ones that solves this attempted murder mystery?
Tina Springer, his 5th caretaker in the last 6 months.
Yeah! We're going to see this on Forensic Files.
48 hours.
48 hours.
Yep.
Man, you uncovered something here, Mr.
Snap.
We found,
This is
you figured out this
You old man.
side thing here. I don't know.
he's a
Well,
crack,
hey, maybe
crack journalist here around the
Yeah.
table.
Too big.
How big is this town?
Well, it's small town. We're small town news. I think there's, where did they say they were?
Is it just Barney?
Enid, News and
Enid.
Eagle reports. Enid?
Enid.
Where's the hell? Oklahoma. Let's look up Enid, Oklahoma, find out where that is.
I mean,
Enid sounds, doesn't sound like a metropolis.
Look at the Enid.
This is front page
headline,
news
woman
here.
Apparently shot by dog. Please.
Oh, apparently.
Oh.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
I was wondering if maybe Andy retired and it's just Barney running the town now.
That's what it is. This is a modern day Mayberry.
So Enid.
Enid, Oklahoma.
Where is Enid, Oklahoma?
Census. Oh, I just. Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's large.
It looks like a Etch-a-Sketch town.
Where is it?
Right outside of Canton.
It's a little north of
Oh,
Oklahoma.
that's
North
40.
of Oklahoma,
That's a
let's see.
population of 49,000.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's not.
Ninth largest city in Oklahoma.
So, I'm telling you, the town might be small,
But the news is huge.
I know. I think this one calls for its own podcast series. I think it's
Dude, I
good.
think you're
We
right.
got a lot to dig into on this.
That was great, Shawn Setzer. Thank you for that.
You're
welcome.
Guys,
I'll have to look back on
we've
that
run out of
story.
time. I can't do a John's Journal now, which is fine. We'll save it for next time. Couple things I do want to catch you up on. We're at it, yeah. So the Walgreens rush.
Oh yeah.
Still planning on doing that. I don't know if you've heard, Shawn. I'm sure you've heard. October the 19th. That's this coming Saturday.
So by the time people are listening to this on Friday,
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tomorrow at 3:30.
I was in there yesterday.
And
She said, "Welcome to Walgreens."
Oh, did you
Was
prep
she
it out?
right there?
Did you do a little prelim work? See where?
Just
a little bit of, scouting out for
scouting
us.
it out. Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, then what I'm doing, or that they say welcome to Walgreens. What do you think?
Well, I think what you're doing is great.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
But
Does it get on
sounds
your
like-
nerves?
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need it. What are you gonna say, Alan?
No, I'm just happy he's a scout.
Yeah.
For us already.
Yeah. So that's that. We use the same one, Mountain View.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going. 3:30, Mountain View, Hickory, Walgreens. Meet us in the parking lot. We'll go over everything. What we're going to do, and Lance brought this up to me. He goes, "Well, you need to make sure you get good audio of the lady, because if you just got the glasses on and one other camera guy, and you're not too close to her, he might not pick up on it. So what we need to do is someone needs to go in there as the first person, which is not we're not really counting as the first person, but they're going to go in there and lay a microphone down. They're going to go in there and put a mic." Hide it close to the cash register so that every time she says it, we can pick up a good audio of her. So I'll use one of my phones. I'll just turn on the sound, recorder, so we get good audio of her saying it. And every time someone walks in, she has to say, "Welcome to Walgreens." We do it however many times we can get. What I would love to do, and this is going to take a lot of work, so we probably won't do this. But it'd be great if if we had the funds and the research and all that stuff, if we could all be wearing choir gowns, like we're a church choir, okay?
Yeah.
But one at a time, walk in, first thing, welcome to Walgreens. She's like, "Oh, interesting, must be on the way to practice or something."
Right. Yeah.
2 seconds later, welcome to
Another
Walgreens. Gee, there's another one. And we'll see how far that goes. But then,
I was going to say you could get you about 10 gowns, and then when the person goes out, they give it to the next person.
Oh, no, everybody
No.
has to stay inside.
Or is everybody
what's
stayed
going to
inside?
happen is
Gotcha.
they're staying in the store.
Gotcha.
And we're going to slowly line up and form a choir.
Oh.
And I'll be the conductor. And after we get the whole choir in there, after she's been saying "Welcome to Walgreens" over and over again, I'm going to, and then we're going to go, "Thank you."
Oh, that's awesome.
We're just going to sing "Thank you."
I mean,
See how she likes
it's a
it.
nice gesture back.
Right.
I think they'll like it.
Yeah.
I think they'll
it's,
like it.
Look, it's a fun prank. No one's getting hurt. No one's getting insulted. It's just like we're just noticing something that's a little annoying, and we're gonna slightly annoy.
Kind
back.
of make sure you're
Yeah,
aware of that.
That's
so,
all it is.
Yeah.
So that's happening, with or without the robes.
So hopefully we'll have some footage and stuff we can show in the next couple
I'll
weeks
have the
on that.
glasses, and we'll have other people with phones in there recording, and you'll edit it.
I think we do like a the pocket
Phone in your
cell phone
pocket.
thing. Everybody
Yep.
kind of get a lot of people armed with that, so we can get some footage to walk in. So
Be prepared to have your phone recording when you do this. Don't show it. Don't pointed at the lady, just sort of maybe be looking at it like something. But we'll figure that out in the parking lot.
Don't be obvious.
All right, so that's happening. What else is happening? If you go to, next podcast, we got to talk about this.
Okay.
I did a show in Greenville, South Carolina at the Comedy Zone. And I met someone that I've been wanting to meet for a long time, came to my show, arguably the reason I got into stand-up comedy.
Oh, wow.
And I never met the man face to face.
Okay.
I met the original Sir Purr.
Really?
Tommy Donovan is his name.
Oh.
He came to my show in Greenville. He lives in Greenville. It is real estate now.
Okay.
And he came to my show.
The original Serper.
Yeah. The guy in the
The
costume
one that called you out on
invited
the
me
field.
out. Yeah. I met him.
Wow.
We hung out. We sang karaoke together after the
Okay.
show. And now we're like really good friends.
Awesome.
And we made up. I was like, dude, I have no grudge against you. I mean, honestly, you're the reason I got into this whole thing, you know. If that moment hadn't happened, who knows, maybe I wouldn't have had the confidence.
You were very mature about that, John. That's good.
I was a bigger person.
You are the bigger person. I mean, you know.
That's right.
I mean, he did give you some good material to work with. So, yeah, it started.
And so we caught up, we hung out, and I'll tell you that on the next podcast. There's also talk. I ran into a lawyer in South Carolina who has convinced me, because this is how this came up. So him and his wife came to my show, and they're like, we're such huge fans. We've been wanting to see you for a long time, but we didn't even know you were in our town tonight. I'm like, well, how did you know to come see me? Well, we were just looking up comedy, like let's look at the comedy clubs to see who's there, and we just found out that way. That makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all I do is try to get people to rate, review, subscribe, and share, follow me on Facebook, sign up on my email list.
Sure.
And here I am in their backyard, and they don't know it. So me and this lawyer, we talked about that. He goes, well, you know what? Free publicity. If you were to do this, you would get on every magazine, newspaper. I'm going to run for Senate.
Okay, that took a different turn than I was expecting. That's good. I didn't know where you were going with that.
I was thinking something where you needed legal.
I was going to say maybe we needed another lawyer to legally advise you.
That's why I went ahead and just blurted it out.
Okay. No, right,
I was trying to put you at ease.
No, you're good. All right, that's much better.
If I run for Senate,
Yeah,
they have to talk about it.
Yeah.
it's true.
Someone has to talk about it. And he's like, I'll be your campaign manager. I mean,
Oh.
we were drunk and joking around. Then halfway into it, he goes like, I'm dead serious. I'm going to call you tomorrow.
Okay.
And we're going to figure this out. It's going to be a slow burn. Now, I don't know when the next elections are for Senate, but I'm going to do it. And my campaign is going to be, I don't care to win.
Yeah.
I want you to see my new special on Amazon Prime called The Ginger Beard Man. It's available right now.
It's the Ginger Beard Man platform. Right, yeah. So,
I mean, I got to figure out other
speaking
things.
of platforms, it's on Amazon. It's on
Amazon, yeah. So I'm going to find a clever way to make it all happen. But I told him, this dude's a lot. I said, if you can make sure I don't lose any money doing this, I'll make the funny videos. I'll talk about it. But you got to set up the whole everything else. And he's from South Carolina, not North Carolina. He goes, well, and he sent me the rules. Are you a citizen of the United States? Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Have you ever all these rules? I go check. I'm good. So legally, I can do it.
So as long as you can do it without spending any money, they'll have to invite you to a debate or whatever, I guess.
Oh,
right?
that's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be great. John, what do you feel about illegal immigration and how it's affecting blah 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 blah? Like, I don't know. I was watching the Ginger Beard Man the other day. And here's a quote from that. I'll just start doing my act. I will never answer a question. I'm going to run as an independent, so I don't piss anybody off.
Don't.
I'm going to be right down the road, but I'll skirt the issues
on both
with
sides.
my comedy, and they'll have to talk. And someone will go like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
Ginger.
Yeah, search Ginger Beard Man. There you go.
Got to do it.
Cha-ching, got another sale.
Finish each debate with a bicycle.
Right. Now, if I win,
gosh.
If I win, then what I'll probably do is just do whatever people want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
I'll just do a
politicians do.
Facebook poll.
I'm going to go walk around downtown and whatever people tell me I should be doing, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do. All I'll do is a Facebook poll.
Oh, yeah. Run your whole campaign by
on
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah. It's going to be just Facebook.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna mess with Instagram. I ain't gonna mess with Twitter. Donald Trump can have Twitter. I'm gonna be the first Facebook candidate.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna be non-controversial. I'm gonna be like, gosh, you should see chapter 2 of Ginger Beard Man. It's so funny. Kind of applies to this issue.
You're right. Yeah. I think it connects.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
somehow.
not. So,
All right, that's
I'm
interesting.
going to give you
I'm
more
excited.
details on this later.
I'm jazzed.
We're still talking about that.
Okay.
I got some clips, some karaoke we can show next time.
You want to wait and do that next time?
Yeah, we'll do it next
Okay.
time. We're going along. So let me go ahead. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Go to JohnReep.com for all my tour dates. October 25 through 27, I will be in La Jolla, that's San Diego, California, Comedy Store. November 2nd, Humboldt, Iowa. November 16th, Yadkinville, Ginger Beard Man. Thank you, everybody. Shawn, Petty Reep, Johnny Poovey, Alan Jackson, Moose. I'm Jon Reep. Happy Friday, everybody! Boom!
Oh, you didn't say bicycle.
Bicycle! Shit, that's right. I'm sorry.